improvements, and the
Item one?
number one, yes, number one. It reports that the status is environmental clearance preliminary plan approval to be completed June 2007. Now, when this was last before us, there was a request by the staff to approve the project with all these at-grade crossings for pedestrians and bicycles. And rest assured, you will have your opportunity to make those changes that improve the pedestrian access later. But under next phase, it says preparation of plans and specifications. And so that sounds like that opportunity is quickly evaporating. So my question to the interim city manager is, are we going to have an opportunity to address these at-grade changes, or?
Yes, it will be back before the council.
And is that, and when will it be? Is that before the June 2007 that's reported in the current status?
We can certainly do that, yes.
The biggest
Okay.
question that I had about that project is, what is the status of the environmental review?
We could come back to the council with a status report on this entire project and answer all
Good
of those
idea.
kinds of questions.
Excellent idea.
Now, in the progress report for December 2006, there's a discussion about this project, and I would like staff to correct me in my understanding of the status. My understanding is that Emeryville's, the reason for Emeryville wanting this interchange to be redone is to improve access between Shellmound Street and Interstate 80. So, for example, if you are on Shellmound and you want to go...
Southbound Interstate 80.
Yes, well, south or westbound.
Well, there is direct access through Aquatic Park now.
Right, right.
The difficulty is getting people out on Shellmound and then being able to go south.
Right.
West to San Francisco.
Well, it's south. It is south,
South to
but
me.
it's called west.
Right.
Because it's an
It's
interstate
south.
highway. Okay.
Technically west.
Well, the other movement that is being sought is to go from westbound, which is really southbound Interstate 80, to Shellmound. So those two things do not currently exist. And the whole raison d'etre of this project is to establish that. But my reading of the progress report is that those two things will not be done. In fact, that there's this term that it has popped up. It's called Minimum Project Alternative, MPA. And by the way, this report indicates that this interchange is going to cost $18 million. And for $18 million, the minimum project alternative will not have those connections. And my first question is that, am I reading this correctly, that those connections won't occur until sometime after the year 2030?
Well, what that report is talking about is a potential phasing program, which we haven't brought to you for any kind of approval. It's just something that's being considered and discussed on a staff level at this point. And so I'd like to thoroughly answer all of these kinds of questions in the context of a study session where we can have a more detailed exchange back and forth about it.
Okay, but is it, am I reading it correctly in that these Shellmound things are not going to happen?
Yeah,
Is that-
there are certain, I don't have the phasing plan in front of me, but there are certain movements that don't occur in the first phase that's been drafted. But I don't think that that's an official phasing by any means. This is something that needs to come back to the council.
Okay.
Will you have Caltrans here for that study session?
We could do that, sure.
That'd be excellent. That'd be excellent.
Okay, let me just take a minute to go through this.